So brothers, the use of private parts is permissible in only 2 cases. Out of those, practically only 1 case remains now, which is with wives, and the second with concubines. So from this, it is also implied and understood that, in addition to these matters, whatever else there may be, from the point of view of the use of private parts, it will not be considered permissible. And at the top of the list, the most prominent issue is this matter of masturbation, which especially among young men and adolescents, is a topic that often arises and is frequently discussed. Is a trial found of hand practice. Its prohibition is also implied within this, meaning a man extracts semen with his hand and satisfies his lust. We seek refuge with Allah the Almighty. And similar issues are found among females as well. There is no need to go into detail. A hint is sufficient. So in this context, some fatwas are presented by some scholars, some modern scholars of today, and fatwas of some elders. All of them are without authority and are useless fatwas. Any fatwa that goes against the clear evidence of the book and sunnah will not be acceptable at all, whether it is from the greatest imam, the greatest philosopher, or the greatest religious scholar. And Islam has a particular temperament and clear stance regarding modesty and decency, which every Muslim is well aware of. There is absolutely no room or justification for such an evil and inappropriate act as playing with or touching one's private parts in this manner. So my dear brothers, this matter of private parts and the issue of masturbation is not only forbidden, or to use words with caution, prohibitively disliked, but it is also considered a sin, and in fact a major sin that can lead towards adultery. It will also break the fast, and the severe expiation of 60 days of fasting will have to be paid. And obviously a ritual bath will also be mandatory, and to some extent this is also adultery of the hands and the heart. We seek refuge with Allah the Almighty. Therefore, in this context, there is a very critical hadith, a mutually agreed upon hadith of Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. In Sahih Bukhari, it is number 6612, in Sahih Muslim 6754, and in Mishkat it is also present at number 86. That the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that the adultery of the eye is looking, the adultery of the ears is listening to immodest things. The adultery of the tongue is speaking, engaging in obscene talk. The adultery of the hands is grasping. The adultery of the legs is walking towards it. And the soul desires and wishes, and the private parts confirm it. We seek refuge with Allah the Almighty. In terms of specific interpretation, this is adultery. Allah has also established a natural process in this regard. For men specifically, there is the issue of nocturnal emission or nightfall. Any excess substances formed within the human body are automatically released through this physical phenomenon of nature. Anyway, in order to control one's lustful desires, the Prophet, peace be upon him, prescribed a wise and thoughtful remedy, the greatest remedy of all, and that is without a doubt the institution of marriage. And if marriage is not possible, then what is the remedy? If we were to follow the philosophers of today and the fatwas of these so-called elders, they would say, God forbid that you should masturbate, and that this is the cure. The Prophet, peace be upon him, did not prescribe this as a remedy. There is a Sahih Hadith agreed upon in both Bukhari and Muslim. It is number 5066 in Bukhari and 3398 in Muslim. It is also found in Mishkat, number 3080. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, O group of young men, whoever among you has the means should get married. Meaning one who can provide financial support, who has enough resources to manage affairs. Why am I emphasizing financial means? Because the words of the Hadith itself support this. If someone does not have the financial means or ability, the same Hadith states that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, then that person should fast, for fasting will cool down his lust. Therefore, this guidance helps manage such desires. And the words in this same hadith are that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, if you have the means, then get married. Marriage lowers the gaze and is a means of protecting one's chastity. And whoever cannot afford to marry, meaning financially, not that he is impotent. If he were impotent, the Prophet wouldn't be telling him to marry. Whoever lacks the means should fast. So it is absolutely clear and evident that lust is to be controlled only through the practice of fasting in this regard, and there is truly no other source. And brothers, regarding social media, the fitna that has arisen today means the communication gap has vanished through Facebook and YouTube. In earlier times, if a girl and a boy wanted to contact each other in any way, no means of contact existed. But social media is such a great fitna that any unrelated man and woman can contact each other. And I say this is such a massive fitna that even the companions, may Allah be pleased with them, did not have to face it. They faced fitna in the form of battle. And this fitna isn't the Punjabi sense, but the Arabic one, a trial. But this storm of indecency, or rather this literal tsunami, not even a fraction of it existed in the time of the companions. When the companions went out back then, were there 20 by 50 foot billboards for mobile companies featuring unveiled women and this social media and TV? This is positive use. This issue of negative use didn't exist in those times. So in this regard, lowering the gaze is very important, protecting one's eyes. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, for lowering the gaze, for protecting the eyes, and for controlling desire, prescribed marriage or fasting. And I'll prescribe another remedy in this regard, a blunt remedy based on my own reasoning. Because people often ask me saying, sir, we can't fast, it's hard, it's so hot. Well, that's exactly why they were prescribed. So then I prescribe a remedy for them, anti-venom. If a cobra bites, its venom is treated with anti-venom, which is made from the cobra's own venom. A blunt, confrontational, philosophical answer. I say my brothers call me many times, and then I get straight with them. At first, they're completely shocked. Like, what is he saying? They say, sir, we've tried hard, but this bad habit just won't go away. I say, sir, it's a very easy method. My brother, every day for just 1 minute, you have to hold your hand over a candle over its flame, like this. For 1 minute, I said, God willing, your habit will go away. They say, sir, who can hold it for a minute? So I said, my brother, if you're not practicing for 1 minute, then God willing, you'll have to burn in hell for this sin. So start practicing today. And there's a hadith in Bukhari and Muslim that the fire of the hereafter is 70 times more intense than the fire of this world. You'll be fried in that here. We're just advising you to start practicing for 1 minute by just holding your hand over a candle flame. They say, sir, we'll see what happens when we get there. So, oh Allah, protect us from the fire. If one starts this practice, then God willing, patience will come naturally. In this regard, regarding lowering the gaze and the veil, I have an exclusive talk. Regarding this fitna of Valentine's Day that has arisen, from that point of view, it's issue number 106. Regarding meetings on dates between college and university boys and girls, and the correct rulings and issues concerning the veil and immodesty, it's on alisunatpak.com for anyone interested to see.